I'm going to demonstrate the standard ACL, right? Standard ACL. So I will place the information that is devices. So assume that I'm just interconnecting all the routers, and look at here. This is fast Ethernet. Yeah. Thank you. This is the fast Ethernet. Okay, fast Ethernet. And look at here, router 3 I'm connecting for 01, right? The fast Ethernet 01, which is connecting to switch. So this is FA 0/1, right? So this is more important. Whenever you are configuring something, we need to know which interface you are using, right? So and moreover, I'm connecting here, that is a fast Ethernet 0/1. So the same FA 0/1, okay. And here I'm connecting. It doesn't matter whether you are connecting the interface or which interface, it doesn't matter. So just you connect all the cables, devices, and that's it. I already told you this is 192.168.1.1, and this is 192.168.1.2, 192.168.2.1, 192.168.2.2, okay. And moreover, for this fast Ethernet 0/1, this is 192.168.1.100, and this one is 192.168.2.100, okay. So actually for this network, for 192.168 1.1 and 1.2, the default gateway is 1.100, and 2.1 and 2.2, the default gateway is 2.100, okay. And look at here, I will configure this. I will go to the desktop, and I'm configuring this 192.168.1.1, and the default gateway is 192.168.1.100, okay. This is for PC1, and for PC2, 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.100, okay. So likewise, 192.168.2.1, and the default gateway is 2.100. One 192.168.2.2, 192.168.2.100, okay. Now and one more thing, we need to configure here the router 3. Go to the config, and what is the interface for 192? That is a 0/1. For this 0/1, 192.168.1.100, okay. And just make the port on. So look at here, when I click on automatically the green will be started glowing, right? So which means that it's establishing the connections between the router and the switches, right? So and likewise, I need to configure fast Ethernet for this network. go to the fast Ethernet 0/1. Actually, this is 0/1, right? And I am giving an IP address for 192.168.2.100, and subnet mask automatically will be assigned and make it on, right? And look at here now, just check the connection between the PC to router. Go to the command ping 192.168.1.100. It is working, right? So which means that the PC1 which has a connection to the router, right? And look at here, this is a separate line. This is a separate line, and this should have a different address. This line should have the different address. And what is the interface is FA 0/0, right? And for this router, FA 0/0. Okay. And I need to assign an IP address for this fast Ethernet, right? So already I assigned an IP address for 0/1, and so that I need to assign an IP address for fast Ethernet 0/0 because I already have a connection, right? So I need to assign an IP address.
Those are the same interface?
What?
Those are the same interface?
Same?
Interface 0/0.
This is the same interface. Actually, for this router 0/0, and for this router 4, this is a 0/0. Look at here. For router 4, there are two interface: fast Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1. That is the two lines it's going, right? There are two lines it's going here. So I have two port from this 2811. I have two different cables, right? Two different cable. One cable which is connecting to the switch 2, right? And another cable which is connecting to router 3, right? So that is why I have fast Ethernet 0/0 and fast Ethernet 0/1. So for router, we have to configure an IP address, right? We have to configure an IP address. So based on that only it will be transmitting, right? It will redirect the packet from one network to another network, right? So look at here. So already I assigned an IP address for fast Ethernet 0/1, and I'm going to assign an IP address. So let me give an IP. So for an example, this is belongs to 10.0.0.1. What is the class it is? 0.0.2. This should be in the same series, right? So suppose if I assigned a 10.0.0.1 and here if it is 192.168.1.1 means it won't work because it should be in the same classes, right? So this interface should have the same domain. It should be interconnected with the same series, right? So what I'm doing is I'm giving an IP address fast Ethernet 0/0. This is 10.0.0.1. This is class A, and I am making make the port status on, right? And just like that, fast Ethernet 0/0, and this is 10.0.0.2, and I will make the port on. So now look at here, the connection is established, right? The connection is established, but I told you the router which has the facility to interconnect two different networks, right? Shall we check it? Look at here, 192.168.1.1. Suppose if I communicate between PC1 to PC2, it is a different network or a same network? Same network. Look at here. So I'm pinging from PC1 to PC2, right? It's working, right? But still, look at here, I just want to interconnect between 1.1 to 2.1. what happened? It just telling that is a destination host unreachable, right? Destination host unreachable. But I said the router which has the facility, which has the capability to redirect from one network to another network, but it is not, right? So what is the problem is actually the router which doesn't know the address information. It does not have the information about the 2.0 network, right? It does not have the information about the 2.0 information, 2.0 network, right? So how do we because suppose for an example, assume that, okay, so what I will do is in order to discover the IP address, I need to mention the static routing on both the network, right? The router which should have the information about the 2.0 network, and the router 4 which should have the information about the 1.1 network. So then only they can able to interconnect, right? Then only they can able to interconnect, right? So look at here, what I have to do is go to the CLI, it's a global configuration. There is a command called IP route. We will discuss later about this, okay? When I am taking the static routing, we will discuss more on IP route or something, right? So simply what I am doing is wait. So there are three informations you need to mention for this IP route. One is an IP address which you are going to connect. That is a network address, right? There are three informations you need to provide for IP route. Right? One is IP address. That is a network address, right? Network address, IP network address for the destination, and the subnet mask, and the next thing called next to hop address. What does next to hop address means? It is a kind of direction, right? Because if you are going to some way, there are plenty of way will be there, right? In order to reach the destination, there would be a plenty of way, right? So there may be a left or right or straight or something, right? So you need to tell in which directions you need to travel, right? Whether you want to travel on left or right or straight, right? So that is the next to hop address. The next to hop address which tells where the network it was. So if you go on right, so you will reach the Addis, right? If you go on left, you will reach some other places. So likewise, you need to mention in which directions you have to go for reaching this destination address, right? So that is the three informations you need to mention for this, right? So look at here. So what is the network I need to reach? 192.168 2.0, right? So from router 3, I need to discover the IP address called 192.168 2.0, right? And the subnet mask 255.255.0, and the next to hop address. So the next to hop address it's what for the
192.168.2.0.
yes, 2.0, it's a entire network, right? So because look at here, I can communicate from PC1 to PC3 as well as the PC4. If I give 2.1, so assume that if I give 2.1, then I can reach only PC3. I cannot able to reach the PC4 because the IP address is 2.2, right? I already mentioned, if you use 2.0, what is 2.0? That is what is a 0? It's a network address, right? Which if you give 2.0, which means that it can able to communicate for the series of 1 to 254, right? So whoever having the address 192.168 2.1 to 2.254, so for them you can connect, right? So, and what is the next to hop address? Sorry. IP route 192.168 2.0 255.255.255.0, and the next to hop address is 10.0.0.2, right? If you go on the way of 10.0.0.2, then you can reach 192.168 2.0, right? That's it, right? So for an example, you can check show IP route. Look at here, there are three information. What is C means? It is directly connected, right? So that is a 10.0.0.0/8, it's directly connected, and another 192.168 1.0. Look at here, it is a network ID. Actually the router which always uses the network ID, it's not using the host ID, right? It always mentioning the network ID. Look at here, 0.0 means the entire network of 10.0.0 with that, right? And which can able to communicate the entire network of 192.168 1.0 or something. So likewise, what is S means? It is a static route, right? It is a static route. And if there is a D, if there is any symbol of D, it's called as a dynamic route, right? So we will see later about this dynamic route or something, right? So likewise, so now what happens is, the router 3 which has the information about the 2.0, right, which has the information about the 2.0, but at the same time the router 4 which doesn't have information about the 1.0 address, because the reason is, what will happen is, whenever the packet routes from as we know that it is like a handshake protocol, right? A handshake protocol. Whenever you are pinging from PC1 to PC3, the packets will goes like this. Packets will goes like this, okay, and the PC3 has to given an acknowledgement, right? It has to given an acknowledgement to the 1.1, right? Then only the connection will be, which means that the connection is established. But what happens is, when I ping from 192.168 1.1 to 2.1, it will go, the packets will be going on this way, okay. So the router, we already knows that information, that is the 2.0 network which is available in 10.0.0.2, right? So that it will transmit the signal, but when the return acknowledgement comes, the router 4, it doesn't have the information about 1.10 network, right? So for an example, look at here, look at the simulation. Let me go for ICMP packet. Let us check whether it is pinging or not, right? Look at here, I am giving PC1 to PC3, right? PC1 to PC3. Let us check. Look at here, the packet is moving to switch and the router, it's not. Let us check once again. Because the first time it doesn't have any information, it's not connecting. Let us check with this packet. So actually it has to, the ping is more important. Look at here, the packet is moving to the, because it knows the location, right? It knows the location, it is coming, right? It reached to the 2.1, but when it returned back the acknowledgement, look at here, look at this packet information. What is the destination? 192.168. Sorry, this is not. Look at here, the outbound, inbound it's different. The outbound is, the source address is 192.168.2.1 and the destination IP 192.168.1.1. But what happens is, when it goes to the router it does not have any information. Again the packet is returned back. That's it. It is not returned back to the 192. So ultimately you won't get any information about this ping. Look at here, request timed out. You will be getting the request timed out. That's a problem. So that is why the static route should be configured in both ends. So what you have to do, just go to the configure terminal, it's a global configuration, and just say IP route 192.168.1.0 255.255.255.0, and what is the next hop address? 10.0.0.1. So if you go via 10.0.01, then you will reach the 1.0 network, right? Just enter and just come out, and you can check the configuration, show IP route. Look at here, the static 192.168.1.0, it is via 10.0.01, right? So now you can ping. Now I can able to get an IP address. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to deny the services. For an example, look at here, if I want to communicate desktop, sorry, if I ping from 2.1 to 192.168 point that is 1.2, sorry, ping 192.168.1.2. I'm getting a connection, but I want to block it. So whatever the commands coming to the 1.2, I want to block it, right? So how do I do that? Means with the help of the ACL, right? So we need to configure an ACL for the router. This is a demonstration for the static routing, and we will continue with the same demonstration for ACL, right? So what we have done is we have the connections, we have established the connection between the two different networks, but I want to deny the services, right? From whatever the connections come from 2.1 to 1.2, I should not allow, right? So that can be restricted with the help of the ACL, right? We will write the ACL code on this router 3, right? So we will do that later.